So I see just a little over half of the people uh, are here. So maybe we can go ahead and just start going into today's session. So pretty much, I'm going to turn over the floor to Landon and to Payton, and they're going to walk us through a pretty comprehensive, awesome presentation on digital marketing. And so they've done a really good job setting things up, and I'm excited to hear what they have to say. And I feel like I'm going to learn some stuff too in the process. So with no further ado, I will let them take the stage.
Sounds great.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you very much. We'll get right into it. One quick question for you, Mason. What's the
Yeah.
best way to take questions from the group?
Oh, yeah.
Do we want to do that during in the chat? How does that all work?
Yeah, so I'll moderate that. You don't have to divert your attention to that. So I'll be on the lookout for if anyone raises their hand or asks a question in the chat. I'm guessing either one will work. You're okay if they have a question about something and want clarification. It's
Yep.
okay if they jump in. Yeah, so for everyone else in the audience, just raise your hand or type a question in the chat. I'll moderate that and I'll get Landon and Peyton's attention as need be. But yeah, don't hesitate to jump in.
Perfect. Okay, we'll get right into it then. Let me share my screen here. All right. Can you see the presentation there? All right. Perfect. Okay, so we'll go into a little bit of an introduction about ourselves as well as about Max Connect Marketing. But first off, we both work here at Max Connect Marketing. We actually started on the exact same day about 3.5 years ago. So just to kind of give you guys a heads up about Max Connect is it's a digital marketing agency out here in Draper, Utah. I don't know if any of you have been to Utah, but it's right here in the Salt Lake Valley. Beautiful area, beautiful place to live. But yeah, we're a full service agency. We do everything on the digital side. We even have a creative team that does, display ads, video ads, a bunch of great work, a full sales team and everything. So yeah, we're growing. We love digital marketing and we hope we can share a bunch of things with you guys today about kind of what we do. So this will be a little bit of an intro to digital marketing. Feel free to send any questions or anything like that and we'll answer them along the way. So just a little bit about me. So I'm Utah born and raised. I've been here my whole life. I got a bachelor's degree in marketing at Utah State University. It's up in a little farm town up in Logan, Utah, about an hour and a half north of Salt Lake. It was a great place to go to school. It was a fun college town, got the great college experience and all that. Like I mentioned before, I've been here for 3.5 years and both me and Peyton, we just got promoted to the digital team lead position. We're in a cool spot in our company where we're starting to structure our digital team as we continue to grow with this growing digital market. I am married, coming up on 5 years in June, and I have a dog named Princess. We actually adopted her about 6 months ago, and no, we did not name her. She is a rescue dog, and we just could not really change her name. And also in my free time, I like to just go camping, traveling, hiking, just getting out there, getting away from things and really taking it all in. So.
Okay, about me, I'm also Utah born and raised. I went to school here as well, down in Provo at Brigham Young University. It's just about half an hour, 45 minutes south of where we are now. I majored in statistics, and I think that's translated really well to the digital marketing world. I've been able to use it to analyze and optimize our campaigns, and I've really enjoyed having that background. Like Landon said, we've both been here the same amount of time, and we hold the same position now, which we're really excited about. It's just a recent change, and we've been able to help the team already, and we're excited continuing to move forward. I'm married as well, and we just had our first daughter. Her name is May. She was born in October. She's the best. She's starting to smile and laugh and roll around, and it's good having her around. I love golfing. Any spare time I have, I try to get out on the course. I hunt every year, and I love to watch movies. So I'm happy to be here with you guys and see if we can teach you some stuff about digital marketing.
Yeah, so let's dive right into it. So today, as we talk about digital marketing here at Max Connect, we like to talk about the holistic approach. So the overall approach to digital marketing to focus on a common goal for our clients. As a digital marketing agency, we have clients in a tons of different verticals: automotive, home building. We have a bunch of verticals within e-commerce. We have retail clients, really anything that we can get our hands on. And so each of those clients have a different goal. But for us, we like to take the holistic approach in the sense of focusing on multiple mediums, which we'll dive in today, getting in front of the right consumers in paid search, display, video, paid social, whatever it may be. Those are just a list, a little bit of some of the programs that we use on a day-to-day basis for our clients. So here's the holistic approach. Like I mentioned, we focus on, all mediums working together for that common goal. You can see how we focus on the consumer in the middle, and then where that consumer is in the digital world.
Here's just some examples for the ads by medium. Paid search is generally a lower funnel medium. So if someone's searching, the example here on the left is for Lion Energy. If someone's searching for a battery or for Lion Energy specifically, we expect those people to be the ones that buy or that are much more interested in that product. And so paid search is the lower funnel ads, and we are able to have more text here and a little bit beefier, and we want to take up as much space as possible. Landon will go into this more later on. Our display ads, like Landon mentioned, we have a creative team that makes ads for us. Landon and I do the spending of the money, but there's an example of a display ad. I'm sure all of you have seen ads on ESPN or whatever, just online. Here's an example of a video ad. Our team also put this ad together. You've all seen these before as well on YouTube. Just before you listen to a song or watch any video, these pop up, and it's kind of fun to see our own ads on YouTube sometimes. And then social ads, again, you've all seen these before as you scroll Instagram or Facebook. These we're also allowed to have a lot of text and a call to action, a little bit more low funnel than display and video, but not quite as low funnel as paid search. Here. Oops. Sorry, we're trying to go.
There we go.
Here's like an example of the funnel. So when I talk about low funnel, I mean, those are the low hanging fruit. Those are the people we have to get if we want to improve the business outcomes of our clients. And so paid search is a pretty big part of what we offer. Most clients really focus heavily on paid search. But as Landon mentioned, we're big proponents of having a holistic approach, because you have to fill the funnel. You have to start, people have to know your brand before you're able to make a sale or before they're able to search for your name. OTT is a different version of a video ad. It's the ads that you'll see on Hulu or Roku or any of those streaming services that aren't skippable. And so they're kind of forced views. It's kind of like marketing on TV, but it's a lot more targeted. We're able to determine what people are in the market for, their age and demographic, their income, all of that. And so it's more targeted than TV, but it's a branding play. And then you filter down video, like I mentioned, display, social, paid search. And that's what we try to do. We try to fill the funnel and then get them to the end, and hopefully they make the sale through our ads.
Perfect. So we'll go into kind of each medium, and like we mentioned before, if you guys have any questions about what each medium means or what kind of we do with it, please let us know. We're going to deep dive a little bit into these mediums, as well as give some of the current strategies that we're running for some of our clients and some of the cool things we're able to do with it. Obviously, paid search, as Payton mentioned, it's that low funnel consumer. For our automotive dealerships, it's those people who are Google searching, used car dealer near me. It's those that are looking for a specific dealer like LHM Used Car Supermarket. It's those keyword-based targeting ads on Google or Bing or other networks. It's great for capturing those low funnel customers, but it could also have a higher cost per click than other mediums. Because it is low funnel, because of the competition on there, some of our dealer keywords might cost upwards of $10 per click rather than a $2 to $3 cost per click on paid social. Different ad types we have. We have our static ads that just look like that one that's on the screen right there. We have dynamic search ads, which actually scrub your website and pull out keywords accordingly and add that into the ads. We have responsive search ads, which what you can do is you can add 10 different headlines in there, 5 different descriptions, whatever it may be, and Google will take a combination of those and really test which headlines catch the people's eyes, which descriptions do, you know, with the site links in there and all that. One important thing for the paid search ad is those ad extensions. As you guys are searching on Google, you might search for something and actually click on a site link rather than a headline, because the site link might be more so what you're looking for. You know, so in this example here on the screen, someone searching for LHM used car supermarket, maybe they're looking to browse that used inventory right there. So they'll actually click on the site link instead of clicking on the headline. So we kind of break that down here. There's tons of different extensions that we can use. You know, there's obviously just the normal stuff that you have in your ad, your headline, all of that. But then you have a call extension. People can call directly from the ad. We like to get those low funnel consumers calling the dealerships as often as possible. We have different call outs, which can be, you know, we want to buy your car, or we finance everybody. We put on the location extension, which is huge. People might be looking for LHM used car supermarket, and they're actually looking for maybe the address right there to get into the dealership quick to go look at those cars, so they can click right on the ad, the location extension. We have your site links, your structured snippets, all of these different things. When it comes to our e-commerce clients, we like to have promotion extensions or price extensions. So we have one client that I'm working with right now that's Gorongosa Coffee. They actually source most of their coffee out of Mozambique, from Gorongosa National Park, and most of their profits go back to help the people there, which is an awesome cause. And so as we set up theirs, we want to focus more from an e-commerce standpoint, focusing on those price extensions, you know, putting the best offers that are going on, get people clicking directly to those products. One cool thing we're working on right now with LHM Used Car Supermarket is this inventory-based search campaign. So kind of how it works is this is all done dynamically. We work with our inventory team to scrub LHM's website, get their current inventory that we have, and we create keywords based off of what inventory they have. If that car sells, let's say this 2015 Kia Optima sells, our system will automatically pause that ad group so that we're not spending any money on those keywords unless they have them in stock. So it's really cool. So for example, someone looking for that specific model, a used 2015 Kia Optima, you can see a couple different ads pull up. We're the third ad on there, but the thing that stands out about ours is ours pulls in an actual price from the website of that inventory. So although we have Signer, it looks like Signer Kia has 2 ads above us really. Ours is that third ad. We have, you know, Optima starting at 12,239. We can even pull into those ads number in stock. We can say we currently have 1 available, you know, to really get that pressing and get people calling about that vehicle, whatever it may be. So we're always trying to find ways to be ahead of the game. As you can see, our other competitors, the one below us is doing it, but it might not be dynamic. It might be a generic price in there that they're trying to catch someone's eyes. Ours is that user experience. They see that ad with 12,239. They get to the landing page that has that exact vehicle they're looking for, that exact price they know they're going to get. It's no bargaining or anything like that. That's what the price is. So just a couple cool things that we're always trying to be on the cutting edge. Digital marketing is seriously changing every single day. There's something new coming out every single day, and no matter what medium, what platform you're using. And that's why we have to be ahead of the game.
What that allows us to do is be confident that we're not spending money wastefully. Because if a car sells, I mean, to keep track of something like that manually or by yourself would be not really possible. And so having the ability to know that like these ads and keywords turn off if that car is sold gives us confidence that we're spending money where we need to be or where we should be all the time. So, and that kind of, as we talk about social, I did want to mention one thing that as a company we try to do, and with my background in statistics, I really like to do as well, and something that digital marketing allows you to do as opposed to traditional marketing is testing. Because with digital marketing, you have the ability to set up campaigns and ads and tag them and label them as granularly as you want, which allows you to really determine what's performing the best, which people are clicking on your ad the most, or which people are buying your product the most. and that's something that digital allows us to do more than traditional. As we get into social, sorry guys. As we get into social, as you saw in the funnel, social is a little bit lower funnel than display or video. It allows us to target using Facebook's and Instagram's audiences. So when you go on there and click things that you're interested, or when you check in somewhere, or whatever, we use that targeting to deliver ads to you. As I mentioned, it's a mid funnel. Also, it's brand building. That's how you're gonna end up buying something. If you're scrolling Instagram and you see an ad for an auto dealer or a home builder, and you and your wife are looking for a house, that's going to stick in your mind. We have to create ads that catch your eye, that stop you from scrolling and keep your interest. Social has 3 main different ad types. One is static, one's called a carousel, and one's a collection ad. We'll go over those in a second. One thing that social allows us to do is retarget. And we'll see this also on display and video and these other branding mediums is the retargeting strategies. With social a lot, we like to connect, whether it's Shopify or any other CRM, their sales data to Facebook. When we do that, we're able to determine people that abandon the cart, that left items in their cart, that people that have purchased things in the past, people that return to the website often, and then we deliver unique messages to those people to try to get them. I'm sure you guys have experienced this as well, whether it's on email or Facebook, to get you to come back and purchase that item you left in the cart. Retargeting is a powerful tool. If a client or a company isn't utilizing retargeting, that's a big hole in their strategy. You really have to be doing this. It costs a little bit more, but it's just much more qualified traffic. And you can't get away with not retargeting people that have either been to your website or purchased or are interested in your company. So here, like I mentioned, there are 3 ad types. Here are the ad types. The left, the carousel ad, is pretty similar to the static ad. However, it allows you to insert multiple images or videos, as well as different text by image if you'd like. This example is for Visionary Homes, and their goal was to kind of paint the picture and tell a story. The last tile here was a call to action. It was learn more, or visit us today, or build your home today. And each of these other tiles were selling points on what they felt like they were good at, or why people would come to them. And so a carousel ad allows you to kind of tell a story. So if you feel like you've got more info that you need to get across to someone, that's a good option. The collection ad is inventory based. So if you notice, this is an example from Larry H. Miller Used Car Supermarket. What it does is it connects to their website or their feed of vehicles, and then populates them down below. So then you're able to either click on that video that's the main video and go to their website, or you can click on individual vehicles. Price will also be listed here. This is, like I said, largely inventory based. So I also use this for home builders, which is pretty cool, because if they have any homes that are built or all ready to move in, right now the home building and buying market is kind of crazy. So builders don't have a ton of inventory, at least where we are. But this is perfect for that, because we call them quick move-ins. It just showcases each of those individual homes on those tiles that you see below. And if you click on those, it opens up to a full page experience. You can see the price or floor plan or amount of bedrooms, depending on what our client would like to show. it's just it's more specific, more product based, and leads to more sales.
Yeah, and one thing with that, it all comes back to the consumer. No matter what medium we're on, it's all about the consumer. So for this LHM used car supermarket ad, everything is about trucks, right? So the headline, the descriptions, all of that is about trucks. The video's about trucks, and then we actually segment their inventory to just truck inventory. It's to be really strategic. From there, we're targeting audiences or interests that are people in the market for trucks. Keeping that as relevant as possible. Kind of like Peyton mentioned from the retargeting side and wanting to be relevant from the retargeting standpoint. This is how we make it relevant for prospecting, trying to get new customers to your website, trying to get new customers knowing about your brand or your product, your vehicles, whatever that may be.
One benefit of these social platforms is the ability to create lookalike audiences or upload custom lists. That's one of my favorite ways to target, because I know that those people have either bought from this company before. So we'll get a list of emails and names and whatever information we can. Obviously, the privacy issues and stuff kind of limits some of that we can do. But if we get a list of emails and names and upload that into Facebook, Instagram, Facebook will determine people that are similar to those and target. It's just a great way to target. It's a powerful tool that the social medium has.
Moving on from there, back up the funnel, right? We started paid search, then social, we're going back up. So display advertising. Everybody's seen this everywhere you go. You go to ESPN.com, you're checking the latest scores, and you get hit with an ad from a website that you were at previously. You get hit with an ad for whatever it may be, an offer at a car dealership, anything. So display is a big picture to the overall funnel. It's how you fill your funnel. It's a big branding play, and digital marketing agencies use a ton of different tools and platforms for the display network. So there's Google Ads, there's the Trade Desk, Digilent, Simplify, MediaMath, tons of different areas where you can run display ads. All of those populate on really any website that you go to on the internet at this point. There's a couple different ad types that we do use for it. So there's static ads, which is the one that's right there, that hundreds of vehicles under 10K. There's HTML5 ads, which we will talk about here in a minute, but that's more inventory or product based, that we can dynamically pull that product in. Maybe you guys have experienced that before, but I remember one specifically. I've been on Columbia.com looking for just hiking apparel, and then I don't buy anything. I didn't even add anything to my cart, but there was a couple different items that I viewed that when I was later just browsing the web, I got hit with those specific items. I'm like, okay, it's still top of mind. I still maybe didn't convert, but Columbia is filling their funnel. They're keeping it top of mind as I'm across, wherever I might be in the digital world, and then we always love to focus on those retargeting strategies on top of our prospecting strategies. So it's, we can still do the shopping cart abandoners, the past purchasers, get in front of people who have viewed specific pages. For one specifically for car dealerships, if they view a specific vehicle on LHM's website, we want to get that vehicle back in front of them. So here's kind of those ads that we were talking about. A GIF, that's one that's, motion. It's just moving. It's not dynamic. It's not pulling in that product, but it's just moving. It might motion through 3 or 4 different pages on that and kind of loop, to catch your eye as it's moving around. Product or VIN retargeting is something that we focus on, like I mentioned. So let's say you're on Goran Goz's website, which you guys should all check out, by the way, great coffee company that I mentioned before. But, you might go see this Speak for the Trees bag right here, the 5-pound bag. And later when you're on another website, you're getting hit with that ad with the specific bag of, coffee that you saw there. Same type of thing, LHM. Here's our over 100 trucks in stock ad, similar to the strategy we had on social, but now we're hitting people on the display network. We want to hit them in paid search. We want to hit them here. It's that whole approach. So someone might have viewed this 2020 Jeep Gladiator, and then when they're on a different website, they're getting hit with that. And then the static ad focus is more so still on that branding play as well, just showing, hey, here's what we're currently doing for Lion Energy. Check us out. Shop now, shop our products.
One thing I wanted to mention is digital marketing is exciting because from client to client, it's so different. For example, with one of my home builders, they're called Homes. We wanted to test out these GIF ads, GIF, however you say it, GIF, GIF, whatever. But for them, they prefer performed worse actually than our static ads, which was a surprise because in the past with other verticals and clients, they had performed better. They had gotten a higher click-through rate and more conversions, more assisted conversions. So it's just so different from one company and client and vertical to another. And that's what's fun. And that's what's fun to me is being able to test and be able to see the data come in on which ads are performing better, which audiences are performing better, which geos are performing better. There's just so much that you can look at, and so that's a fun thing for me.
Hey guys, I just had a quick question. So when you do some of that A/B testing, when you try and figure out which version works the best, how many kind of views or how many kind of iterations do you need, or how many clicks do you need to encounter to get some data that's informative? Does it vary by industry, or are there kind of like general rules?
Yes and no. I don't know if we could really put a specific number to it. A lot of times, we put that A/B test in there, depending on a client's budget. Let's say they have a huge budget for a month. We might be able to get a good amount of data within the first, week really, but for a lot of times we like to run it for a good 2 weeks, see how it goes. One we're working on right now is a car wash company out in Indiana, and they wanted to test 2 different ads to see which one does better. Well, when they've had dip in weather, like bad weather, nobody's really looking for a car wash. So we have to take those types of things into consideration as well as we're watching the ad performance, So a lot of it, to answer your question, there's not really a specific thing. It's more so kind of like Payton saying, diving into the data, getting enough spend, and you'll kind of know where that is as you're gauging it, but getting enough spend, enough clicks, enough traffic to the website to be able to look at all aspects of it. What's your ROI looking at, or what's your cost per conversion looking at, once you get all of that data in there.
Like Landon said, it largely depends on budget. So how much we're able to deliver for this one client. In general, Max Connect, we report on data monthly. So at the end of the month, we'll gather the data from that previous month and then report it to the client. And that's when we make most of our decisions. It's less of a spend requirement or a clicks or impressions requirement, and more of a
give us some
timeline.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's so dependent on the client, we can't set number standards, just because one client could get 100 clicks in a week and one will get 2,000, So we just need to use the data that's available. Obviously we'd like more, as much as possible, but like I said, in general, at Max Connect, we report monthly, and that's when we make a lot of our decisions, is as at the end of the month, beginning of next month.
Great question.
So yeah, continuing up the funnel, this is video pre-roll. It's similar to display in its targeting abilities. However, we've found that video is more engaging. For example, if you're scrolling through Instagram, at least me personally, I'm more likely to stop and watch a video ad as opposed to scrolling past a static ad. And so that's something powerful that video can provide. It's high funnel, it's brand awareness, and it's a little more educational. So luckily our team puts together some awesome videos for a bunch of different verticals, but you're able to provide information to people that they wouldn't get through any other medium. So like display, you put a few words on there, which is awesome. We want people to see your brand, but if then they're able to also see a video about your company, what you offer, why they should buy that specific product or whatever, it's just a little more informational. It doesn't provide a lot of traffic to websites. People don't click on these pre-roll ads in YouTube very often or in social very often. But it's a different function. It has a different purpose, and it fulfills that purpose really well. Again, retargeting here is huge. If you've been to their website or if you've viewed one of their products or anything like that, we want to hit you with a video ad, whether it's specific to that product or just kind of a broad offer. Sometimes clients deliver specific retargeting offers. So if you've been to their website but didn't buy anything, they're willing to offer you 10% or 15% off or whatever it is. And so that's something that's powerful as well. And I think we have a couple of examples of these videos.
Yeah, I'm going to try to pull these up. Hopefully we can get them to pull up.
These are videos that our creative team has put together. This first one is with Donovan Mitchell. If any of you are following the NBA right now, he's the star player on the Jazz.
I love the Utah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. We can just watch this.
Yeah, 1 second. There we go.
Either on or off the court.
All right, so I'm going to share this and start it over.
Lives.
Sorry about that.
We're great. I love the.
Sorry, you can finish what you were saying.
No, that's good.
Yeah, so this one's more of like I guess a serious video, right? So this is for LHM Used Car Supermarket again. But, you know, they just kind of wanted to show something where Donovan Mitchell is giving back to the community and that type of thing. Can you guys all see this here? Okay, perfect. So we'll watch this real quick.
Their passion makes me want to be better.
Can you hear it?
We love going to work. We're always trying to improve our game, either on or off the court. I want to make a difference in people's lives. We're grateful for our customers. We just want a shot to earn your business. It's funny how a simple act of kindness can feel just as good as hitting a game-winning shot. I love making people happy.
We love making people happy. It doesn't get any better than that.
All right, so more of the serious type video. We produced that here in house. You know, we did that. It was kind of, you know, play on words. Oh, sorry. Technical difficulties today. Sorry about it, guys. All right, but now we're going to go to the next one. This one is one called Sock Man. All right. You guys might think it's pretty funny. You might think it's kind of corny, but anyways, we have a dealership, another local dealership called Riverton Chevrolet, and we started to do some of these Sock Man videos for them, and so we'll show you that one next. So, like we said, the video can tug on the heartstrings. It can be that type of thing. This one's can be more so, you know, a little bit of humor and all that. So, let me pull this up real quick, and then I'll try to pause it so we don't have that same issue, and then I'll share it again. Okay, let me share this one real quick. Okay. Perfect. All right, so here we go. This one's called Sock Man Roomba.
Get out of here. You're live. I did it for Detroit. Why they see me hustle hard? I got the problem of the ball report. Got to go my father. Got respect because you got it. Don't hate it, but you got it. Or you gotta give him props for the way he kept the riding out.
What's up, Internet? It's your boy, Riverton Chevy Sockman here. Hopping out of spring like Punxsutawney Phil. I got some crazy deals for you down at Riverton Chevy. These deals don't suck, but the new Roomba we're going to give you will. You want to know the best part about a Roomba? That vacuums itself. Don't even need to do anything. Sit back, have a hot toddy, do whatever you want. Your Roomba's doing all the work. Come on down, Riverton Chevy. Tell me your boy Sockman sent you. Buy any new Chevy, car, truck, SUV. Come on down, get a new Roomba with purchase. Tell them Sockman sent you.
You know I did it for Detroit. Why they see me hustle hard? I got the problem of the report. Got to go my father.
All right.
I'm sure that ad was a chore to work on, wasn't it? No fun there.
Yeah, that's actually one of the partners here in the office that he does the voice behind it. He does, you know, the whole puppet behind it and everything, and you know, it's a lot of fun. So that's the thing is, I mean, I've said it multiple times already, but you can be very creative with video. You can do what you want, put it out there, see how it does, test it against another video, whatever you want to do. The Riverton Chevrolet one, it was funny, it was different. Nobody's seen like a Sock Man thing before, you know, for a car dealership. So it's awesome to see something like that. But it also had its purpose. It said, hey, come on down. You know, these deals don't suck, but this Roomba does. Come get a Roomba when you buy a car. So it still has that overall focus, and, you know, it's a fun, and yeah, it's a lot of fun working with that.
I had a quick question. Should I ask it at the end or can I ask throughout the presentation?
Yeah, you can ask. Yeah.
Yeah, so one thing I've noticed like about all of these videos and the things that you guys are talking about is a lot of these companies seem to be pretty established. And kind of one of the questions that I'm geared around is more about startup companies. And for reference, I'm kind of going through this right now. I have a fitness company, Cobrair, that we're working on, and we're going through all of this stuff. We're going through what type of Google ads should we do, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and it's all a crazy type of thing. But the problem is it's not really just about like which ads are doing well, which campaign ads are doing well, we're getting the most clicks, all of that kind of stuff, but which platform is kind of what our problem is. And so what my question is, how, for a startup, for a company that doesn't really have a brand established, how do you know which platform is going to work the best for your type of market?
Yeah, that's an awesome question. I'll throw a couple things in, and Peyton will as well. For Gorangoza Coffee, for example, I know I've mentioned them a few times already. Smaller brand, theirs is all about building a brand. Their ROI on marketing dollars is not where we want it to be. It's not where they want it to be, but we all know that. We all know that a big play is making sure that we have the budget towards some of those higher funnel branding mediums. So you might, spend money on those display ads and you might think, geez, we did not get a single purchase off of X amount of dollars going towards these display ads. But being able to see that bigger picture, you're not going to have a funnel if you're not filling that from the top. If you're focusing on just paid search that maybe a couple people know your brand already and they're typing in your name and they're purchasing, great. You're going to have a great ROI on those things, but it's not going to last, and it's not going to be sustaining. So to answer your question, my opinion, and something that we're doing with Gorangoza, is making sure that we're getting on all types of different mediums, putting enough budget towards it, but understanding the return that you get on each medium, right? It's not going to be an ROI necessarily. It's not going to be that return on investment in the sense of transactions, revenue, but display, we know that's going to build their brand. We're going to focus on key cities that we think will do the best, maybe based off of some of their analytics that we've read in the past, some of that data. We're going to focus on those areas, get the display ads out there, get the social ads out there, maybe show some video that's just a brand play. It's just, hey, we're Gorangoza, profits go back to Gorangoza National Park, blah, 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 share their story. So it's really focusing on that approach, making sure you have enough money towards that, and getting that branding out there and being okay with that.
Sorry, that's great. You can keep going. I was just going to ask something about what you said.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say I'd agree. From our startups that we've worked with, they have to be willing to dedicate a large portion of their budget to these more branding focused mediums like display, video, and social, as opposed to paid search, just because people don't know their brand. So those searches, if you show up, it costs more, and then they still don't end up buying your product because they don't know you. It's just you have to be willing to commit to brand your company.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know, because we were starting out with paid search, and that's why I think it just wasn't. Well, there were also problems with Facebook too. We were getting there were problems with the pixels and Apple as well, and we were just experiencing that last month. And all of that stuff. And so what I was going to ask was, so are you talking about the top of the funnel, that it is better for startup companies that are new to start at the top with like OTT and video and display and work their way down? Is that kind of what you were saying?
Go ahead.
I mean, yes, like just because a startup is hard, obviously, I mean, you've got to be willing to commit the time and money and maybe not see some of that return. You do have to fill the funnel. So you can't only paid search like Google CPC and paid search. You want to be there. So if you know that someone's searching like fitness instructor near me, and like of course you want to be there for that. But without a funnel, without like people that know your brand, that's not as beneficial. Yeah. So yes, I would say in the beginning as a startup, like if you can allocate some budget to paid search, still do that. But if you're able to like put a large portion of your budget towards those OTT or video or social mediums, then that would be the best.
And going off of that, I would, and Mason, we'll give you our LinkedIn connection or whatever, LinkedIn URL or whatever, so everyone can find us on LinkedIn. And to answer, I don't see your name on the screen. You that's asking the question, sorry, but you can ask us a little bit more in detail. But I wouldn't go maybe as, I don't know your budgets, and you don't have to share that to the class, but if you wanted to later in LinkedIn, you could. For yours, I would maybe make sure that you focus on display and social for that branding. Maybe don't go as high as video and OTT. Maybe don't worry about that yet, because you can still use some video assets on social, Facebook, Instagram. Get that out there. I would focus on social and display. And like Peyton said, have a little bit of that paid search rolling.
Okay, thank you so much. My name's Lizelle, by the way, but thank you. That was really helpful.
Awesome. Yeah, great question, Lizelle. Good luck with all that. And seriously, keep us in the loop when we send over our LinkedIn and all that. That's awesome. We love seeing that.
Thank you.
All right, I think we're running a little short on time. So
what time does the class go till, Mason?
We have until 2:40.
Oh, we're good.
I'm 2:40. Some people, if they want, can stick around, but 2:40 is the end time.
Okay. Yeah, we're golden then.
Okay.
Or, sorry, 40 minutes past the hour. No, it's not 2:40 in Utah.
Okay. So I wanted to cover with one of my bigger accounts. They're named Avetta. It's a supply chain software company. So a SaaS company, software as a service. It's much more B2B than B2C. And so this has provided, with B2B, it just requires a different level and type of targeting. Obviously, for the most part, we're trying to target more business professionals, more people that are making decisions for a company to use this software, right? Which this type of a thing, it's expensive, it's a business decision, and so it's a long considered purchase, as opposed to like buying like a shirt online or whatever. This is something that requires time. It requires a lead, and then following up that lead, and then setting an appointment, and then eventually making the sell, right? And so with B2B, we've found that LinkedIn ads have provided probably the best opportunity here because of their targeting capabilities and because of the type of audience that is on LinkedIn. Like I mentioned, it's more professional as far as the audience goes. And something that's been cool is with Avetta is that I've been able to deliver ads internationally. So I deliver ads in Australia and the United Kingdom and Brazil and Canada to companies across the world. I wanted to include these screenshots as just examples. Obviously, once you get into a platform, it gets much more detailed, but the top left screenshot is just of some audiences or some segments that you can get into as far as company goes. You can target company name, specific industries, how big companies are, category that they're in, how many connections they have, all of that kind of a thing. And then with the bottom left screenshot, we have job experience. With Avetta, we do a ton of job title targeting. So like health and safety coordinators and managers and supply chain managers and VPs and all of that we put into, and in LinkedIn, it's called a campaign. The names vary from platform to platform. But so we've narrowed down this job title list that we want to deliver to, and so we deliver ads there. Here's an example of an ad on LinkedIn. I'm sure you've all seen ads on LinkedIn as well. LinkedIn also has video ads that you can do. They have lead gen form ads that you can do. So you attach a lead gen, like a lead form to the ad, and instead of clicking to your website, they just fill out the lead. That's proved very successful for Avetta. But anyways, so B2B versus B2C, we've found differences that we have to do. Like we have to target different people. We have to allocate to different mediums. We don't do a ton of LinkedIn for other verticals. But B2B, it's most of the budget. So anyways, so there's just different differences there. You have to know your company. You have to know the audience you're trying to hit, and that informs your decision. So as Landon mentioned, Lizelle, was that her name? Your question, Lizelle,
Yeah, that is. Thank you.
focus on like social. To me, for a fitness thing, I know my wife really likes that, and so she's on her social networks a lot, and that would be probably a great way if you're targeting to that same demographic. I'm sure they're on those networks a lot, and so that's a great way to get your brand out. So just understanding what companies or what people you're going after is huge as far as determining which mediums, which ads you want to run.
So now we want to just dive a little bit into the analytics side of things. We love looking at the numbers and the data and what it tells us so that we can make realistic and, just good optimizations on what we do for our clients. We want to be able to show them what's working, what's not working, what we should try. And so that's why we dive into the analytics every time. We're going to show you guys a couple things here. This is something we show all of our clients. Just how did Max Connect traffic perform in that month? So for example, for this, we could have 4 or 5 different mediums all brought into this Max Connect as the source, right? So this is just showing how overall Max Connect, with including paid search, display, social, video, how did that traffic do for the month? You can see that we were the second source of traffic, about 500 sessions just behind Google there. Our time on site was almost 3 minutes. This is one of our main goals that we focus on, but we had a goal completion rate of 36%, and we had 9,500 goal completions. This is something that we like to look at overall big picture on how the holistic approach of what we do here at Max Connect, what that is doing for our client each month. But then from there, we like to dive a little deeper, which is what we'll show here.
On this next slide, yeah, you'll be able to see the difference. This kind of illustrates the funnel. So we've got all of our traffic broken down by medium, right? Display is obviously a branding play. It provides the most traffic to the website. However, if you look over at the quality metrics like pages per session, bounce rate, average session duration, it's a little bit lower. People are spending less time on the site when they click on a display ad. They're visiting less pages and they're bouncing, which means they went to the website and did nothing more often. Compared to paid search, you've got less sessions. However, the quality of traffic is much better. The goal conversion rate is at like 39% as opposed to 20%. They're spending over almost 2.5 minutes on the website. They're visiting almost 3 pages every time they go, and they're bouncing like just over 20%. Those are all really good metrics, but this is something that we show to our clients. It's something that we look at to illustrate the different purposes of each of these mediums. Social, it looks pretty good here. Anyways, OTT, as I mentioned, just doesn't get a lot of clicks to the website, which is fine. It's 100% branding. Like, we don't expect really much traffic to the website. We don't expect a lot of conversions. When we do get them, it's awesome. Like, it's a bonus kind of.
Yeah, and Lizelle, going back to your question, I know we keep relating back to it, but you guys might see this, as you're doing some branding for a startup, you might be like, geez, display is like, it's not pulling in great traffic, it's not converting. But we know that, we know that for our clients, but we also know that in order to keep them relevant, they need that branding budget there in order to get that traffic to the website, to get their brand out there, to get their name out there, their logo, their cars, their offers, whatever it may be. So you might see this and, get swayed a little bit on what you guys should do, but you just got to remember where they sit in the funnel and how that all works.
I will say, if you can get your targeting dialed in as far as who you're targeting on Facebook and Instagram or any social network, sometimes it does provide pretty similar traffic to paid search. It can deliver some high quality traffic. So, but yeah, you need to make sure you understand who you're trying to target and that you're targeting the right people.
Okay, from there, we wanted to look at how our efforts for one of our clients impacted other source mediums that come to the website, right? You got to worry about the whole, we look at the holistic approach of digital marketing, but we have to look at the other sources that are bringing traffic to the website. So direct is when someone types in lhmusedcars.com and goes directly to the website, right? Or Google Organic is when they search for LHM Used Car Supermarket, but they don't click on an ad, they click on the organic listing, right? So how were those impacted by Max Connect's efforts? When we were running, these mediums over here, what did these other sources do? Well, this one, for example, this shows a 2-month period versus the 2-month period before, and you can see a lot of green arrows, and this is what we love to see. This is how you see the impact that it has on your brand. This is how you see, how it has an impact on your overall quality metrics of traffic. You can see an increase in both direct to the website, so more people either had it saved in their browser from after they went through a Max Connect ad or whatever it may be. So when they go to type it in, it pre-fills it for them. That's just increasing people to the website directly. Organic, they're searching for your name. They know your brand because they've seen your social ad, your display ad, whatever it may be, and it's going to bring more organic traffic to the site. So this is something that we really love showing our clients, because it's not just, okay, we spent X amount in digital. What did we get out of that? It's like, okay, well, you spent X amount of digital. You got this out of just Max Connect traffic, but look at the overall picture as well. Your organic is now up 45% in sessions. Your direct is up 32% in sessions. Overall, out of those two, you're up 40% in sessions, with a higher average time on site, a goal conversion rate that's way up. You're getting a ton of goal completions for those. And those are the big picture things that we love to look at.
And this kind of just illustrates our philosophy that we've talked about of a holistic approach, how you have to have multiple touch points, you have to have different mediums, just so that you can lift your business as a whole. Here's an example of something that we really like to show our clients is assisted conversions. You can report obviously on direct conversions, which means if someone clicks on your ad, your paid search ad or display ad or social ad, goes directly to the website and fills out a form and becomes a lead, that's a direct conversion, and we get credit for those. But something that digital doesn't always get credit for is the part that they played in somebody else that converted, or someone that converted. If you'll see like row 53 right here, they saw one of our social ads first and then went to the website directly 3 times, and that happened 17 different times. So our social ad is playing a part in all 17 of those conversions, but it's not being directly attributed to our traffic. So this is something that's fun to look at. It's also something important that we show our clients is these paths that people are taking. As you'll see, this is like row 60. So there's tons and tons of different paths that people are taking to eventually convert, whether that means buying something or becoming a lead or getting more info about your products or your company. There's just so many different touch points, and so any insight into that is beneficial for us as well as the client. Usually clients are super stoked to see this screenshot or this screen that we show them. So
yeah. One thing I like seeing, like 59, for example, they clicked on a Max Connect display ad, they didn't convert. They came back directly, they didn't convert still. They clicked on another display ad on ESPN.com, whatever it may be. They didn't convert. They came back direct. They didn't convert. Finally, on the third display ad and the second time coming back direct, they converted. It really is good to see that whole picture. And depending on the industry, you will see longer or shorter conversion paths, which is very important to look at.
There's a couple clients that we have that have paths that are like 100 or 150, 200 like touch points long, which is kind of crazy, but
yeah. So that's what we have for you guys today. We would love any questions, anything that you guys are personally working on, whatever you guys have questions about. Feel free to ask us, pick our brain, whatever.
Yeah, sure. Great. Awesome. We'll open the floor up for any Q&A anyone has.
I have a quick question.
Yep.
So what would you say is like the biggest new trend that is happening in the digital marketing space?
That's a great question.
I'd say e-commerce is a huge trend right now. And so because of that, like as far as products go, that's not necessarily like a new product that we offer or anything like that, but those like trending, it seems like people are starting more e-commerce, they're trying to sell things online, and so because of that, it's more like ROI focused, like return on investment. They're just largely focused on numbers, and so we've had to kind of change our strategy with those clients as far as like branding budgets. Instead of including like display and social as part of the whole budget, we're trying to get to where we tell them, we're like, okay, well, if you want to do those, we'll just consider that a branding budget, and we won't be judged, or we won't determine the quality of the campaign based on that, or based on like, we won't judge those mediums based on ROI as much as we would for like paid search or social. That's a large trend we're seeing here at Max Connect is e-commerce. I don't know if Landon had a different thought as far
one
as
thing to
products.
add, like I mentioned, digital marketing is always changing. So there's always going to be a new product. For a while, collection ads for social were a big trend. People started using those, pushing their inventory underneath the social video or that type of thing. But overall, I would say digital marketing is trending. And what I mean by that is in the sense of years ago, had COVID hit, I think that digital marketing for sure, or marketing in general for sure, would have been the first thing that every business cut. For ours, we took a small dip. A lot of car dealerships, they couldn't have people coming into the dealership, because of the whole lockdown and everything, right? But it took a dip that March, maybe beginning of April. Right after that, they're like, we still need to be in the digital world. Even though people aren't coming in, we might not be able to sell as many cars right now, whatever it may be, we need to be there because it's relevant. And that's why I say I think digital marketing is trending. It's not going anywhere. The trend is digital marketing, and it's just going to keep growing from here.
I did think of, though, a different trend kind of product or medium or whatever wise. Inventory based or product based marketing, I think, is a big trend right now. Trying to dynamically deliver ads based on your availability, like your product availability or your inventory. As if you're an auto dealership, the inventory you have at the lot, or if you're an e-commerce website, your available products, delivering ads dynamically to people that have either viewed those or that are in the market for that type of product as opposed to a different type of product. I think that's a big trend. Definitely that we're seeing at Max Connect. We're doing a lot more product and inventory based marketing.
Yeah, it's a great question. Thank you.
I kind of had a question that bounces off of that. So do you think branding right now, then this is kind of centered around e-commerce. Do you think branding is more important or differentiating your product? Because one thing that we were doing for the longest time is we thought, if we can just push out this product, push out something that people want, people will buy it. But it looks like that's not the case. And now we're trying to retarget, kind of revamp what we're doing. We're trying to focus on our brand, but like, are we going in the wrong direction? And what do you think is more important in the e-commerce world?
Yeah, to answer your question, I would say both. If you guys want to differentiate your product in whatever way you want to, great. But then just brand it like that in the digital world. So take what you guys want to do, whatever you think is going to maybe catch the eye or be more relevant to your consumer, wherever they may be. Go for it. Sockman, for example, Sockman for Riverton Chevy. Weird concept, weird thing, but that's just kind of a thing. We've done 5 or 6 videos of Sockman now, and people might start seeing Sockman and be like, oh, that's Riverton Chevrolet. I'm not going to go buy a truck right now, but that's top of mind every time. So yes, if you differentiate your product, run with that, however you want to brand that.
I think that a startup in your situation is a little bit even tougher than usual, because for an established e-commerce client, like some of our clients that are coming on that are much more established, like we're able to focus more on that lower funnel. And they are, like our client is as well, they're so focused on what the money that they're getting back from the ads that we're delivering and spending money on. I'm like, so yeah, to agree with Landon, you've got to do both. You do need to sell your product. Otherwise you're not going to make any money and you're going to run out eventually. Right. But I would say, yeah, just do as much branding. Obviously it's budget dependent. if you can brand with an offer or with a product or something like that, that may be a good idea as well, instead of just like a general whatever your company name is. Like if it was Lion Energy, that's one of my clients, and we just did a display ad that all it had was Lion Energy on it. Instead, we'll make Lion Energy big on the ad, whether it's social or display, and we'll put a product or an offer on there. So we're kind of doubling up there.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
and then just test from there. I know like testing can be something hard to look at because you don't want to look at it and think you're just wasting budget towards it, but testing is a huge thing, you know. So for Gorangoza, for example, the thing that differentiates them maybe from other coffee companies is their direct profits that go back to, they have coffee called Girls Around the World that goes back to girls education in Mozambique. They have a rainforest one that goes back for rainforest restoration, you know. So different ads that kind of sell their differentiation while building their brand. But then let's test that versus one just showing coffee and be like, come get the greatest coffee, you know, whatever it may be. So test it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much. I don't want to take other people's questions, but this also bounces off of it. I just wanted to ask, do you guys work on organic, like optimization of websites, kind of organic traffic? Like I know this is a lot of money, and it does take a lot of money to really establish a brand. But I wondered if you guys work on also just organic optimization and organically building up a website, and if there's ways to do that without as much money, I guess.
We do at Max Connect. Landon and I don't specifically, but that is becoming a bigger offering that we offer. And I would say, especially for a startup, that's a brilliant place to start. Like, make sure that you're ranking for the keywords and categories that you need to be. Make sure that your website is where it needs to be. I would say in general, it's cheaper than delivering ads, just because especially if you can find someone that you know that does it. Lots of people do it. Lots of people build websites. We obviously have a development team and an SEO team, so we do a lot of that. I don't know all the prices and packages, but I think it's in general cheaper than just consistently delivering ads for thousands of dollars a month. If you can get your website where it needs to be as far as conversion optimization and SEO rankings.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
So that is a good idea. That's a good place to start for a startup.
For sure. Any other questions?
We got time for about one more question.
I had a pretty specific and quick question.
Awesome.
You had mentioned about like how companies do it based off of inventory and the dealership, it's all connected. Is that just through data from the website, or is it from scanners on products and stuff like that? How does it work?
Yeah, so I mean, the main one we focus on is based off of the inventory on the website. So if a vehicle's taken off, that ad group pauses. We don't pay for someone bidding on that keyword, right? So it's more so based off of inventory directly linked to their website, especially our retargeting purposes. So if they see this specific truck, each car has a specific VIN number, that's unique to that vehicle. So based off of that, that's how we can retarget that specific truck again and get it in front of that person. So
so inventory or products are put on a website from a different feed usually, and so they're all in the code of the website, they're all tagged with unique identifiers. So for vehicles all have VIN numbers like Landon mentioned, but if it's e-commerce, they usually have a product ID or a product name. And so what's happening is we use a feed provider that helps us scrub the website or tag the website in a way that we can pull those into just a list and an audience. So it's definitely largely in the long past, we had to actually use the original feed that was created, and that was kind of a nightmare. Being able to do it from the website is much easier and quicker. And it updates fast and everything like that. So
that's cool. Thank you.
Great question.
All right, I think we can do one more with from City right quick before we close out for the day.
Hi. So I was wondering, how much do you take ad fatigue into account when looking at your marketing strategy?
It's a great question.
Yeah, that's something we look at. It's one of my home builders is actually really focused on that, especially on social. He likes to see his frequency under 4. So we look at that often, but in general at Max Connect, we try to switch out ads or offers unless it's like an evergreen generic branding offer or ad. We switch them out pretty often, like once a month. And so it's not a huge concern really that we're running into ad fatigue, but I think that's because we combat that by getting new ads frequently, like monthly, bi-monthly. That is something that we report on and look at. However, it's not one of our biggest metrics because of our habits as an agency.
At the end of the day, we want to get in front of the right people. You know, and a lot of times people are filtering in and out of prospecting audiences as well as retargeting audiences. And you obviously don't want to send, put 50 ads in front of someone within a couple day period. But you do want to put enough where it is relevant enough and catches their eye. If we just showed maybe 2 LHM ads to somebody throughout a whole month, they might not have even really looked at it when they're on a website. They might not have, noticed it, whatever it may be. So as long as we can keep it sometimes in a sweet spot of maybe 8 to 12, ads shown per consumer, maybe on multiple devices, whatever it may be. We just want to make sure that it's enough that it gets the point across, but yeah, it doesn't just bug them at the end of the day.
Display we keep like 8 to 12, socials less than that as far as frequency goes. Paid search isn't an issue. And then so
that's a great question.
Okay, thank you so
All right,
much.
awesome. Awesome, guys. Thanks so much for coming in. I'm going to go ahead and just formally wrap things up. And it sounds like you're going to send, you're going to have your LinkedIn, and I can share that, and people can connect as need be. Yep. We're going to give you a kind of a round of applause on our end for coming in today. We do appreciate it. Awesome stuff, and I'll send you guys the recording. And yeah, I learned a lot too, and so I think this was a really great class.
Yeah, just one more time, just feel free to reach out to us with any questions you guys have, strategy, or just, basic knowledge, whatever it may be. But feel free to connect and let us know. Good luck with your guys' degrees in college and everything. It's great years of your lives, so live it up.
Right. That should increase in the fall.Maybe that'll be a little bit higher priority in the fall, I think. Yeah. No, awesome. All right.
Perfect. Have a good one.
All right, guys. I'll see everyone on Monday.